It's another terrific day out here on the highway to tomorrow.
With me, Phil Proctor.
And me, Peter Bergman. And welcome to Proctor and Bergman's The Future is Now.
Our show will take a look at how technology is revolutionizing our lives in our homes, in the world of medicine, in the way we spend our leisure time.
And in the way we get to work, which is today's topic.
In the old days, you know, all you needed was a nice dark blue suit, a shoe shine, a trim mustache, and that smile of success, and you were ready to meet the day.
And then, Phil, women entered the workforce, and whoosh, there went the mustaches.
Well, that's not all that changed, thanks to the computer chip.
My name's not Chip.
There are all kinds of new products on the market, things we could never have dreamed of even 20 years ago. And you know, stuff that used to fill a room today barely fills your pocket.
That's right, Phil. And we're going to look at some of the latest products to help you get your work done.
We'll hear about some of the coming trends in business automation, efficiency, communication, and organization.
And we'll talk to one of the foremost authorities on the future, Alvin Toffler. He'll tell us what the experts expect.
There's a lot waiting for us just ahead. If we ever get there, what's the deal with this traffic, Pete?
Well, Phil, one of the real problems of getting to work is getting to work. There are 170 million drivers on American roads today and almost twice as many cars.
Oh, well, that's why we're probably stuck in all this traffic. I mean, all those people driving 2 cars.
Well, if you think this is bad, by the year 2010, there are going to be 700 million cars worldwide.
Wouldn't a lot of people be a lot happier if they could commute in one of these? The Ford Explorer Desk Drive.
Well, of course, this is just a prototype, but soon you'll be able to do a full day's work without leaving your driveway. Or you can pop up to the mountains with the bunny rabbits and watch the rat race below.
You're right, Pete. Let's take a spin around your fabulous new automobile. It's got everything.
Everything, Mr. Salesman?
Say you don't know where you are.
That's me.
Okay. Well, all you have to do is just crank up the old Loran location finder here and zingo, there you are. Complete and accurate map of your location, including the destination of your choice.
Say that's great, but we're still not moving.
What do you care? We're in an office on wheels. See? Plenty of room for your desktop computer, which communicates by modem to your office computer.
Well, that's wonderful. Tell it to give the office computer my warmest regards.
I'll be happy to as soon as we have some coffee. How do you take yours?
A regular with a prune Danish, and warm it.
No problemo. Just take it from the fridge and pop it into the microwave.
What's wrong with this moron? Uh-oh, my blood pressure watch.
Hey, Pete, take it easy. Every once in a while, you gotta just stop and smell the prune Danish. Let's put on some nice stereo music, or we can pop a tape into the VCR. This baby has got everything.
Has it got a horn? This bozo in front of me is driving me crazy.
Use the phone.
He's on the phone.
Okay, I'll fax him.
This car is great, but look at the world we're stuck in. This certainly isn't the future they promised us.
Pete, let's take a look back at how futurists of the past predicted what life in the 90s would be like.
Convenience abounds, Phil, from office solutions to fast lane lifestyles for man and his best friend, with plenty of heavy metal help.
Meet the car of the future, essential for anyone who lives in a floodplain or wants to beat expensive toll bridges.
And if you're killing time while your car is in the boatyard for a tune-up, just dial home and chat with the rump roast, or examine an exciting casserole dish.
The world of the future is filled with strong silent types, Pete. Here's a sensitive 2-ton hunk taking care of the flowers.
And witness his ability to open tin cans with unheard of precision.
And of course, he'd be built with a walking vacuum foot. Still not amazed?
Well then, take a ride on the remote control highway of the future with individual lanes for fast and slow drivers.
Now here's an invention that actually came true, Pete. Feeding the Fido of the future the carefree way.
Well, Phil, I guess an accurate look into the crystal ball is for the dogs.
Well, I guess we're all still driven by the same desire to get more done in less time.
And when we come back, we're going to show you some new products that are going to make that happen.
And we're going to meet our special guest, John Goodman.
This traffic is as thick as pea soup. Oh.
John waits for us.
Hello. Yeah, I hear you fine now. You're where? Tokyo. Oh, the big meeting.
Now, we'll give the young lady 80 decibels of unpleasant noises. That is, about the amount of noise in a traffic jam on New Year's Eve. Hold your ears.
Ah, now we're moving.
Yeah, we are. But who's driving?
Oh, relax, Phil. We're on automatic pilot.
Oh.
In 20 years, computerized tracking systems will take control of the highway and all the cars on it, allowing drivers to literally sleep at the wheel.
What's new about that?
Well, they're already testing automatic toll collectors in Florida and Oklahoma. You see, radio signals identify the car and deduct the toll from the driver's account. And long-distance commuting will be a lot faster, too.
Yeah, with high-speed trains running from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, Boston to Washington, San Diego to San Francisco.
Wow, there goes Cleveland, Chicago, Kansas City, Denver. Whoa, we're here.
Where?
The future.
Already?
I told you it was fast.
This is the IBM Multimedia Center in Santa Monica, California.
Where the future of personal computer applications is being developed now.
And we're late.
For a multimedia date. Let's go. One of the systems being developed for multimedia computing is the IBM PS2. This system allows you to integrate various media, such as a video recorder, a laser disc player, and a built-in CD-ROM. You can control all the features by simply touching the screen. This is the next generation in desktop publishing capacity. You can combine live action video with the text. Let's see, I'm gonna choose the eagle here. Put him on the screen. Let's see, what's about the right size? That's good. Notice that the text wraps around. Now, Phil, why don't you give wings to this eagle?
Okay, here we go.
Isn't that amazing?
Fly, fly. That's great.
And by altering the amount of pressure you apply to the screen, you can make different things happen. Let's take a roller coaster ride. And this roller coaster ride goes faster simply by pressing harder on the screen. Let's go, Phil. Or you can watch real TV by simply using the IBM PS2 TV. Let me show you how you get into it. It's real simple. A couple things here, there, and suddenly a ninth of your screen is filled with real TV.
Can you make it bigger?
Oh, I can certainly do that. It's no problem. The practical applications of this technology is already in use in schools. Chemistry students can mix volatile chemicals and study the reaction safely and in slow motion. No bad smells, no boom boom.
And joining us now is Jack Wayman from the Electronics Industries Association, who's going to show us some more products that prove indeed that the future is now.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to be here.
What kind of toys we got to play with today?
Well, you know, technology has made office products very personable, portable, so you can use them at the office, in your car, or at home, or just outdoors in the backyard.
Well, what's this, Jack?
Well, computers used to be called mainframe, PCs, laptops. Now they're called notebooks because that's just what they look like.
It's tiny.
That's high capacity,
Yeah.
high speed, and that can be conveyed by a modem to your office computer.
That's
That
great.
can do everything a big computer
Yeah, I have that great big
Certainly.
computer at home, and I can replace it with this. Great idea.
If you're in a hotel room,
Yeah.
you can not only have a dictating machine, but you can have your own personal answering machine. Pull out the hotel telephone, put your answering machine in.
And I can leave my own message.
You
Yep.
can do that.
Honey, don't forget to watch me on A&E tonight.
It's a very good idea. What about
Another
this
good
pen
product
here?
is a laser pointer.
Oh,
you remember
it's
the
a
old
light.
wooden pointer? Break that and use the laser pointer to make a point at your meeting.
I get the point. And this is also a wonderful cat toy, I can see. There you go, kitty, kitty. Very nice, Jack.
What's that pen over there?
Another pen over here, yes.
Well, this looks like a pen, but no, that's a memo pen.
Oh, yes, it's a microphone speaker right there.
Right.
Honey, remind me to watch Peter Bergman tonight on The Future Is Now.
Hey, I just left that message.
Oh, forget the last message. And, of course, if you forget your last message, you can always write it down and have a backup.
That's
with this.
impressive.
Excellent. What else we got?
Now we saw the computer with a keypad. This is a pen-based computer.
This
Just
guy here.
use a fountain pen or a pen. And this is so great for the real estate salesman.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, there it lights up. So actually, you can put in all the real estate information that you'd need to do a house mortgage.
That's right.
And then you get a hard copy later back at the office. Is that the idea?
That's right. By your own handwriting to a typed readout and then a hard copy.
Very, very clever.
You know, it's amazing. The same chip that drives all of this equipment also drives this tiny little Mickey Mouse watch. Isn't that right, Mickey?
Hey, it's 4:47. See ya.
Oh,
Thanks a
time to
lot,
go.
Jack.
Oh,
Nice to be
nice
with
to
you.
Nice
see
meeting you,
you.
Jack.
Okay.
And this is, see, a little compact, an encyclopedia.
That'll
Very
fit in your
nice.
pocket.
Translator.
This
Great
isn't
stuff.
bad.
I love the portability of it, Jack.
Yeah,
Bye.
great.
Thanks, Jack. But what do all these changes mean to the everyday man in the street?
Meet Businessman, an office on two legs.
Hello. Yeah, I hear you fine now. You're where? Tokyo. Oh, the big meeting. Say, listen, before you greet anything, I want to check the latest numbers. Let me turn on my head-held computer monitor. Yeah, I got one of those hip PCs. Ooh, the price looks right. Can you hold on a minute, Bill? I'm being paged. Oh, geez. Bill, it's Mary in New York. Let me speed dial this pup. Hey, Mary, what is it? Jose in Argentina. Yeah, I got his number, but it's on my other arm. Okay. It's 5,554,000. No, Bill, that's not the selling price. No, nothing's changed. Yeah, Mary. Yeah, my schedule's changed? Hang on. Hey, Bill, how about those Yokohama Indians? They're really on the warpath, huh? Bill? Okay, Mary. Yeah, okay. I got it in my schedule. Mary? Mary? Do me a favor. Set up that appointment with my chiropractor.
Poor businessman. Maybe someday all that stuff will be replaced by one implant.
And when we come back, we'll visit someone who does business around the world from his house.
And we'll have a rare interview with America's leading futurist, Alvin Toffler. Stay with us.
The central change is in commuting. Commuting must change. Commuting is bad for the energy system. Commuting is bad for the environment. Commuting is bad for the individual. And commuting is bad for the city. It's bad all across the board.
For most of what is good in life today, with the promise of more tomorrow.
We're back, and we're still backed up in this traffic jam. Some people spend 2, 3, even 4 hours a day commuting to work. Well, one solution is the Telecommuter Workport.
The Telecommuting Work Center in Riverside, California is the first of its kind in the U.S. Here, employees conduct business with their main office through computer, telephone, and fax. Workers are getting more done closer to home instead of sitting in traffic jams.
Still need to go somewhere far away? You may be able to avoid that jam up to the airport by taking off with the tilt-rotor aircraft from right inside the city. Ascend like a helicopter and fly as fast and far as an airplane. Then land like a helicopter in the middle of the city of your destination.
But hold on. Your commute may go hypersonic in the 21st century with the aerospace plane. It takes off and lands on a runway and rockets into suborbital space. Do lunch in Tokyo or spend a weekend on the moon. But the biggest trend in the workplace is staying home.
Another chapter in business lifestyles. Meet our hero, Phil. He's starting his day in a normal way. A goodbye kiss, and he's off to work. He's commuting to the next room. Phil runs a travel business from his home office, and look how much he can do without ever leaving his chair. He checks his messages, reads the headlines on his computer, never know when international developments might affect overseas flights. Uh-oh, Phil's got a problem. Big bellboy strike in Tangiers. Gee, Tangiers. What's it gonna be, Phil? French? No, Arabic. With the electronic translator, you can speak 5 different languages. Customer on the cordless. Uh-oh, a client in Singapore has lost her tickets home. No problem. Our hero immediately logs onto the airline's computer system and reissues the misplaced tickets. A quick fax, and the ticks are fixed. Don't forget to make a copy for your client. Time for a break. Phil can work out in his executive power chair. Uh-oh, client call on the picture phone. Phil has got to make a good impression. After all, he's the boss in his own home.
The book Future Shock confronted the realities of the post-industrial age.
Its author, Alvin Toffler, and his wife, Heidi, have continued their predictions of the future with the book Power Shift.
Let's go talk to him now.
A good idea.
Okay.
In the books that you and your wife, Heidi, have put together and authored, you speak of the future, and we want to talk of the future, but we want to start in the past because we think it's kind of the parent of the future. How did commuting evolve, Alvin?
Well, remember that our great-great-great-grandparents didn't have jobs. nobody had a job.
Sense, right.
Jobs are a strange new idea that began with the Industrial Revolution. Before that, everybody worked. They worked their tails off, but they didn't have jobs, right? And they worked at home. Or they worked in the fields right near the home. It was only when factories began to spring up and were separated from the home that people had to go to work and come back. So it was the Industrial Revolution of, say, 200-300 years ago that began to spread factories across the planet that created the institution of commuting, the one we love so much.
And that, of course, affected all of the lifestyles entirely because people would center in cities and workplaces and all of that.
Sure. Factories would cluster together because they wanted energy and they wanted markets and they wanted people. So all of these questions of commuting and transporting people back and forth to work are products of the Industrial Revolution and of the civilization that produced. And that's the one that's going down the tubes right now.
Well, you know, one of the questions that we wanted to ask you as a foremost futurist is, why did all of these predictions of the future, like from 50 years ago, why did they all go so wrong? I.e., commuting really hasn't gotten any easier, has it?
Predictions were all wrong because they saw increasing uniformity in society.
Yes.
They saw people becoming more and more like robots, more and more regimented, more and more uniform. And that was Huxley, and that was Orwell, and they were brilliant, they were geniuses, but they were wrong. And the reason they were wrong is that the society made a U-turn. And since the mid-50s, we've been becoming less uniform, more heterogeneous, more different lifestyles, more different consumer products, more different technologies, more different insurance policies, more different everything. And there's more diversity in the system.
How will commuting change lifestyles and work styles in the future?
The idea of everybody having a 9-to-5 job, everybody clocking in at the same time, everybody traffic moving in one direction at rush hour and then back the other way, or not moving as the case may be. Those are products of that assembly line society. And as we move toward this new kind of society, the outlines of which are still dim, let's face it, one can see multiple patterns. For example, my wife and I in 1980 published The Third Wave and wrote about work at home. We called it the electronic cottage. Well, a lot of people sneered at that idea. They said, well, what's this business about working at home? Fact of the matter is, something like 25 million Americans now do some or all of their work at home.
25 million. That doesn't include housewives, or does it?
No.
Because that's real work.
It's really work at home.
That is work, and that's unpaid work. And that's why all the gross national product figures are idiotic, because they don't include much or most of the work that's done in the society, only paid work.
Hey, let me get to another topic about it. What happened to the 4-day work week? Whatever happened to that wonderful vision of, less work? We know now we have more and more work.
I think we have to let's take the word work and the word leisure and drop them from the vocabulary. And the reason for that is that it's very hard to tell sometimes where the line is drawn.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of people are going to work, and work consists of selling somebody something over a lunch table, or exchanging ideas, or getting a new product on track, or settling a dispute, or what have you.
That looks like leisure to some people.
It looks like leisure, but in fact, that's part of work. And the most important part of work, it seems to me, for the future, is going to be that part of work that we now call learning and training. Well, that means you need a school system that is more diverse.
Yes.
You need work circumstances that are more diverse, so there's not one pattern. There's not just one huge office with 10,000 desks lined up as far as the eye can see.
What kind of a role do you think business will play here? Are we going to be having to travel to other countries more? Are we going to do this all by satellite, by distance? What kind of internationalism do you see?
I think if you can divide travel basically into commuting and non-commuting, and you can divide it into volunteer travel. You go because you want to, or forced travel, basically, because of your job. I think that the central change is in commuting. Commuting must change. Commuting is bad for the energy system. Commuting is bad for the environment. Commuting is bad for the individual. And commuting is bad for the city. It's bad all across the board. And consequently, if we want to deal with the problem of traffic, if we want to deal with the pollution, if we want to deal with any of these problems, what we need to do is reduce commuting.
In the last half hour, we've learned that in the next 20 years, going to work and where we work will be radically different. I can hardly wait for the future.
You don't have to.
Why not?
Because the future is now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
We'll leave you with a look at this show's product catalog, where you'll find more information on all the high-tech stuff that we've been showing you today. I'm Phil Proctor.
And I'm Peter Bergman.
Thanks for watching.
Wednesday, he commanded fleets in the ultimate battles of the century. Get in on the secret strategies of Admiral Chester Nimitz on Combat at Sea. Now stay tuned for The Woman in Black, next on A&E.